Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today is pretty straightforward. We're going to shortcut your path to understanding what looks like a new strategic leap in commercial AV integration. You've got the source material here on the Aurora SKR-22T-XFR ceiling tile speaker, and we're going to see if it really changes the game for large-scale installs. So let's unpack this. I think the core appeal here isn't just some, new tech wizardry. It feels more economic. We're looking at something designed to just radically simplify the installation process and cut down on labor costs, especially for those massive rollouts like in corporate buildings or government facilities.
Right, and setting the stage here is key because any AV integrator listening knows the pain points. You're fighting with back boxes, cutting into ceiling tiles, hauling heavy gear. It's a grind. What's fascinating to me is how Aurora seems to have recognized that the new baseline is integrating performance and efficiency into one simple package.
Which brings us right to what the source is calling the drop-in revolution.
Yeah.
This thing is designed as a direct 2x2 foot tile replacement. That's 600 by 600 millimeters for our friends overseas. The huge time and cost savings seem to come from, and I'm quoting here, no cutting of ceiling tiles or back boxes to mount. You just pop the old tile out, drop this in, connect a wire, done.
And the logistical wins for the crew in the field are just huge. I mean, if you're wrestling heavy equipment all day, the fact that this unit weighs only 5.5 pounds, about 2.4 kilos, that's a gift.
A huge relief. Yeah.
And it's only 2.2 inches deep, so suddenly tight plenum spaces aren't really an issue anymore. Even if you have, say, a 4x2 grid, you just cut the tile in half and pop in a standard ceiling divider.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Okay, and if we connect that simplicity to the bigger business picture, things get critical fast. The source material points out two, what I've called killer details. It's TAA compliant and tariff-free.
And that combination is the real market advantage. TAA compliance, the Trade Agreements Act, is absolutely non-negotiable if you want those big government or military contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not just buying a speaker, you're buying simplified government approval. And when you add in avoiding tariffs, it becomes a strategic choice.
Right, not just a convenient one, but this is where the conversation gets really interesting for me. The actual sound performance. It delivers 25 watts RMS. The frequency response is listed at 50 hertz to 15 kilohertz. And the source claims this delivers fidelity not normally found on typical ceiling speakers.
Yeah, and we should probably unpack that claim a little. For commercial use, like paging or background music, 25 watts gives you plenty of headroom. The 15 kilohertz top end ensures speech is clear, but it's that 50 hertz low end that's pretty deep for a ceiling speaker, and that's what they're hanking that high fidelity claim on.
So it adds a bit of warmth.
Exactly. You're not trying to reproduce, club level bass in a conference room, but that extension helps voice clarity and makes music sound less thin, which cheaper round speakers almost always do.
I agree. It stops the audio from sounding tinny. But the true aha detail for anyone designing a system has to be the dispersion pattern. We're talking about its ability to create a 360-degree sound field.
Oh, absolutely. The spec is 180 degrees vertical and 360 horizontal. For you, the installer, that translates directly into a massive reduction in the amount of hardware you need.
Because the coverage is so wide.
Right. You might only need one speaker in a room for mono operation where you traditionally need two, maybe even four.
So you're cutting cable runs, labor, commissioning time, all of it. And speaking of hardware, you've got power options. There's the standard 4-ohm model, or the one we're focusing on, the SKR-22T-XFR, which is the 70 or 100-volt model.
And that 70-volt option is essential. It's the standard for large-scale commercial jobs, letting you run tons of speakers off a single amp. It's also, designed to pair well with Aurora's own ecosystem. They mentioned their DXE CAT-RX3, which uses 96% efficient Class D amplification.
And that efficiency matters.
It's crucial. Less heat, less power draw, and as the source says, clear and noise-free audio.
So what's the takeaway here? This deep dive really shows how integrated AV tech is moving towards this balance of ultra-simplified installation on one hand and business-critical features like TAA compliance and clever acoustic design on the other. It's not just a component anymore. It's a whole logistical decision.
And we should probably remember one final detail that often gets missed in the rush for simplification. The materials are rated UL 94V0.
The fire safety rating.
Right. And that raises an important question for you to mull over. When you're selecting room tech that promises to save you all this installation time and money, how often do we really factor a stringent fire safety rating like UL 94V0 into the total cost analysis of that convenience? Because that compliance, that isn't just a spec on a sheet, it's risk mitigation. Something to think about.